Good evening. Raven, Alex, and Kane have been working on a research project about Bitcoin. They've used Sol to do this. Sol is self-organized learning environments. In a Sol, they came up with a question about Bitcoin. They researched the question and recorded all their answers using the Google Docs and Google Hangouts, and they're presenting them to you today. Okay? They've done a great job. Hope you enjoy it. Take it away, Raven.
So, hi, my name is Raven. I'm 14 and I'm from Ontario in Canada, and I'm here with Kane and Alex. Today we're going to be presenting the topic of what is Bitcoin and explaining to you what exactly it is, how it works, and the benefits of using it.
Awesome. Good. I'm Kane, and I'm 17.
And I'm Alex, and I'm 17. And we're both from Fredericksburg, Virginia, in the States. And as Raven said earlier, she's from Canada, so this Sol session helps us connect over a long distance and everything.
Mm-hmm. We've used Google Presentations and Google Docs throughout this whole process to do this long distance Sol. So to get started, our question was, what exactly is Bitcoin? A lot of people have probably heard of it and not really understood what it is, and some people may have never heard of it at all. So hopefully the point of this project was for us to understand more about Bitcoin and to educate others about how Bitcoin works and exactly what it is. So to put it simply, Bitcoin is the world's first decentralized digital currency.
So what exactly is Bitcoin is the main question. And here's just a brief summary of what Bitcoin really is. Okay, so Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer currency network that eliminates the third party like banks and governments and helps people transfer money from person to person. And it's also online. It's also the online currency as well. And this allows Bitcoin to be in your tablet, in your phone, on your computer, anywhere you want it to be that has an internet connection. And also, Bitcoin can be used by anyone without any restriction of age, unlike PayPal and most bank accounts where you have to have your parents set you up with a bank account. Bitcoin, you can set up your own personal Bitcoin wallet, and you can be of any age to use it.
Yep. So because Bitcoin is decentralized and it's digital, the workings behind it are pretty complicated. However, the average consumer doesn't need to know how Bitcoin works to use it. That's the beauty of it. Just in the same way that almost everyone uses a bank all the time, and they don't need to know the inner workings of the banking system. So just to educate, the consumers, the Bitcoin runs off of the blockchain. So the way the blockchain works is a network of Bitcoin miners who are just people running specialized machines to run the Bitcoin network, verify each transaction that occurs. It works off of a public ledger that documents each transaction that occurs and verifies it through the network of miners. And this way, no single Bitcoin can be spent twice, and this eliminates the problem of someone taking advantage of the system. There is a core developer group in charge of the software updates to Bitcoin. However, their power is limited. They cannot just change Bitcoin to their whim because the miners have to accept the software fork, and if it's not satisfactory to the Bitcoin community, it's not going to be accepted. So that's basically the inner workings of Bitcoin.
Now, what does this mean for you? What are the benefits of using Bitcoin? So Bitcoin basically, since it's a peer-to-peer network, it eliminates the credit card payment process because credit card companies, they charge the merchants fees. So Bitcoin benefits the merchant because there's no 2 to 3% that the credit card company takes because it's just peer-to-peer. So basically this means that the merchants get more money for the amount of goods and products they sell, and then they then pass on these savings to the consumer. Also, a really good benefit of Bitcoin is the ability to move money in minutes, because with banks and everything, and Western Union and all those other money transfer services, it may take a long time to transfer money. But with Bitcoin, it can be a matter of minutes. Like if I want to transfer $5 to Kane right here, I could just scan his QR code and transfer money to him. It'd be verified in a few minutes. and it could be $5, it could be $1 million. It doesn't matter the amount, and there's very little, like a tenth of a cent, to transfer that amount of money. Right. So now Raven with the cons.
Okay, so for the cons, we're going to start off, because it is just a new currency, the prices will fluctuate, it'll go up and down, and as more marketing it gets, the currency will start to even out. The altcoins detract from Bitcoin's overall market cap, and Bitcoin has also developed a bad reputation. When Bitcoin first started, it was used for the black markets to buy black market available products. But now Bitcoin has launched itself to a bigger and better source, not just for black market, but it's also being accepted by also different companies and bigger companies. So all the users that did know Bitcoin when it first started assumed that Bitcoin is still being used for the way it is, but it's a lot bigger and better now. Bitcoin also has low marketability just because it's brand new. Bitcoin does not have an age requirement at all, so all these consumers under the age of 18, like myself, Kane, and Alex, we can get a Bitcoin account and we can transfer money, we can get paid, we can do all these things via Bitcoin, unlike what we could do with PayPal. It's accessible at any time and anywhere in the world. So, like Alex also mentioned, if I wanted to send Alex $5 because he did a slideshow for me, I could do that in about a minute. And it's processed with little to no fees.
So the blockchain, as we talked about before, is basically the system that Bitcoin uses to run through a decentralized environment. There's no one governing force, which is the whole beauty of it. However, the idea of the blockchain has a lot more uses than just digital currency. Bitcoin really is just the beginning. So some of the uses for the blockchain that have popped up recently are smart contracts and colored coins. And basically what smart contracts and colored coins are, it's a proof of ownership of physical property or equity in a company. So basically you could use the public ledger and the Bitcoin network to prove that you owned 1% of any kind of company, or you owned a house, because all of these things are in the public ledger and they're verified by a network of miners. Okay, so if so that's the way these colored coins work. And an example of that would be Swarm Corp. So Swarm Corp wanted to be the first decentralized Bitcoin Kickstarter that uses Bitcoin. And the way they funded their company was they sold Swarmcoin. And basically all Swarmcoin was a proof of ownership in Swarm Corp. And so now these, through the public ledger, these people get paid based on their equity in the company, just the same way when you buy stocks in the stock market, except it's all decentralized. So there's no New York Stock Exchange. It's just, the people, which is a really great thing.
Yeah, Bitcoin can redefine the crowdfunding phrase that has recently popped up.
Most definitely. So now we have our conclusion. Take it away.
So, in conclusion, Bitcoin is the introduction to the world's first decentralized digital currency. Not only does it allow consumers under the age of 18 deposit and use payments via Bitcoin, as well, it can be used anywhere within the world in minutes. Therefore, Bitcoin can literally be used by anyone, anywhere in the world. So why don't we start using it?
So
that's
our presentation on Bitcoin. We wanted to talk a little bit about the process
of Sol and everything, and how we felt Sol helped us understand Bitcoin easier than a normal school system would. So normally, all of us, Raven, Alex, and I have been through the public school system. We're still in the public school system. But we recently learned about the Sol process, and all the Sol process is that it allows kids to learn on their own, with no centralized teaching, similar to Bitcoin, actually. And
there's been lots of studies done on this method, and it turns out that this can be really effective.
Yes, it can eliminate 16 years of education, taking only 3 years instead with the SOL method. And it's been proven by Sugata Mitra with his revolutionary school in the cloud theory. And basically, from our experiences with SOL, I felt like it is much easier to research Bitcoin than if I were to take a class on it. If I were to take like a class on Bitcoin, I felt like I learned more in researching and trying to put this presentation together than I would have if I took a semester-long class about Bitcoin.
It's basic, how our minds work. It's a lot easier for us to process information when we're finding it ourselves through research, and then to have someone bark stuff at us, basically.
The brain retains more if we research it and we have a passion for it, rather than someone just telling us, oh, go do this.
And I mean, we haven't become experts on Bitcoin just because of a presentation, but we have a basic understanding of it, and it can be done for any subject.
SOL gives you the opportunity to enjoy what you're learning instead of just learning it for the sake of, I want to get an A.
Most definitely. And, I encourage anyone who happens to see this video and may not know too much about SOL to research some more. Google it, watch Sugata Mitra's TED Talk.
School in the Cloud.
School in the Cloud. Look up, there was a high school in, kid at a high school learned about the SOL method and started a project.
The Independent Project.
The Independent Project. I encourage you to look that up too. A lot of great stuff happens with SOL in Mexico, who lived in pretty much the slums, and her teacher somehow found the SOL method in a place where they had one computer and one outlet. And
their entire school scored the highest marks out of any school.
Just his class.
Yeah, just his class.
Scored
the highest marks.
99th percentile. Sorry, yes.
Out of any marks in Mexico. They were the highest scoring class in Mexico.
And that, their previous years, they had been in the 55th percentile, and they jumped up to the 99th, which is, that's telling.
Thanks for watching.
All right, thank you.